Haddishell.
Here.
Approval of the minutes. You all received a copy of the minutes via email. Are there any changes or updates to be added? If not, the minutes will be approved as emailed. Approval of the current financial report. You received that by email also.
Hard
Motion
copy.
by Mr. Oliver to accept the
Yes.
financial report. Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Oliver.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Tryon.
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Hensley.
Yes.
Haddishell.
Yes.
Approval of the agenda. I have nothing to add, and there's not a need for an executive session. The
Motion to approve?
motion to approve the agenda as published. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Oliver.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Tryon.
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Hensley.
Yes.
Haddishell.
Yes.
Public hearing, we have two things on the public hearing that who just recently been scheduled. The first one is Mr. Matt Steyer from the YOLO organization.
Matt Steyer, 226 East Harmon Drive, Greenville. First of all, I want to just thank council again for all your support over the past, gosh, has it been 2 years since we maybe first came in front of you guys? So it's been a long road, and we appreciate the support you all gave us. We just came from a planning and zoning committee meeting, and we had our final approval for our plans, so we're ready to get started and ready to push this thing forward. So I appreciate all the dedication and the listening to us and the learning and all that. And so we're indebted to all of you for this project that we did. So thank you all tonight for that. Appreciate it. So I'm here now to ask for we have a 2-inch water line that will feed the fountain equipment for the park. And I'm here to ask for the $1,800 tap fee to please be waived on that project.
All right, thank you very much. Council, basically what we've done in the past is we've given either a thumbs up or thumbs down on waiving, and then legislation is prepared, and then we vote on that at a later meeting. Does anyone have any discussion on that or anything to say?
Yes, this comes, I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
This
go
comes something in the fulfillment that it's gonna be ours per se, the communities.
Right.
I mean, that's gotta be something we're taking into that, it's gonna be a benefit of the community, not just a business or something like that. So and we waive them all the time. So I would certainly think there was something we could do.
And we can discuss this more at a future meeting when there's details, but legislation. Anybody got any just on which way you'd like the council to go?
I'm favorable to it.
Is there a timeline that needs to be met?
I don't think we're under the gun as far as over the next couple weeks, but I do know our plan is to hopefully get into some more of trying to get this out to bid probably mid-July-ish period when we put it out to the contractor side. So if our designer was here or Moats were here from the design side, I would ask that question to them, but maybe you guys could shed some light on that.
Just a reminder to council, the next scheduled meeting will not be till July the 11th.
Okay.
So that would be the mid-July. And then we'd have legislation prepared that night if someone makes a motion to direct the law director to.
So moved.
Mr. Godwin has asked the law director to prepare legislation. Do we vote on that one? Or just to double check to make sure we will? Motion by Mr. Godwin to prepare legislation to waive a tap-in fee. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Oliver.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Tryon.
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Hensley.
Yes.
Haddishell.
Yes.
Thank you, Matt. I told you, 7:35.
Thank you.
Next, we have Miss Christy Prakel. Is that correct? Is she here? Okay. From the Dark County Foundation on a presentation of the park. So, Mr. Musser, will you be standing in also, ready to go?
The Dark County Foundation has held a fundraiser every September, and it's been in place for the last 11 years, called the Sunshine 5K. And our goal is to make this event truly a community endeavor. And so we bring in nonprofit organizations that helped us last year to register 542 people. And we raised over $10,000 for local nonprofit organizations. The success of the Sunshine 5K would not be possible without the help of the City of Greenville. So I'm here tonight on behalf of the Dark County Foundation to thank the City of Greenville for everything it does to help us with this fundraiser that benefits many, many Dark County citizens. I'd like to recognize the departments and the employees that have played a role in this event. The Safety Service Department and Kurt Garrison, the Street Department with Ryan Delk, the Police Department, Chief Dennis Butts, the Parks Department, Manager Deb Fall, the Mayor's Office for helping us with all of our paperwork. To thank you for all we've done, the Dark County Foundation would like to present a check to Greenville City Park for $1,000. We know you can use this money for the many projects that benefit our community in the beautification and the function of the park and everything that it does. So we just wanted to thank the city and help us to continue the Sunshine 5K as we raise money for Dark County residents.
Thank you.
You can come right on up
Want to
here.
get up in the middle?
Yeah. Hopefully that when you cross the finish line this year, or to start either one, that you can start from the new band shell. You want the mayor in with this also, or?
Sure, that would be, camera would be fine.
You got the right color, Steve.
I don't think it'll break.
Won't break.
I'm gonna photo bomb it.
Give him some ears.
Yay for Jeff. That's cool.
Okay, at this time, the microphone is open to anyone else that may want to voice a concern, or a pat on the back. All I ask is that you come and please state your name and address, so it goes on the record.
Mark Middlecoff, 725 Wayne. Not a concern or a complaint or a pat on the back. I had emailed Mr. Schmidt last week asking council if it was appropriate or if we may, at the beginning of council meetings, cite the Pledge of Allegiance. We do have different opinions at times, and I thought that would be a good way to unite everybody at the beginning. So I'm just asking council's consideration about saying our Pledge of Allegiance at the beginning of these meetings.
I will pass that on to the President of Council, Mr. Burkett, upon his return.
Okay, thank
I
you.
appreciate that. I know it's been brought up in the past, and I can't tell you why it wasn't instituted.
Thanks, Mark.
Anyone else? Seeing none, before we close this part, and I will do this at the end of the meeting, want to take time to talk about the special meeting next week for the city council. It's a work session, and it's a public hearing. I'm sorry, next week is a work session in July the 11th. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is the public hearing for review and establishment of the redevelopment district, and special guest with Nate Green.
That's this.
You're confusing Sue.
You get them to-
Okay.
Nate Green will be at the next work session at the end of the month.
Right.
Public
Okay,
review,
this is,
architectural reviews.
yeah, next week is the work session of council for the
John wrote that down.
redevelopment district, and then July the 11th is the spatial public hearings for the architectural review and murals and the things that will come up under that signage.
Signage, pedestrian signage.
All right. Moving on to administrative reports from the mayor.
The biggest thing I want to bring up is, well, not the biggest, but part of it, fireworks. Make sure everybody knows the fireworks display for the city. It will be at the fairgrounds July 1st at dusk. Basically, that's what we're planning on. working with a group called High Tech Special Effects. They're out of the south. We have a local representative, and he gave a good presentation and more of a local person, and trying to get some unique special effects that are involved that he does other places. And he had a good sales pitch, and so everybody sounded good, and he wants to have a good show because he's more of a local guy. He's from north of here, Minster, St. Henry area, I think. So he wants to have something. It'd be nice to have something at home. So I know he's going to put on a good show for us. So that's coming up, and I'm trying to finalize all those funds that are coming in, and so make sure everybody pass the word. July 1st, Saturday night. It's a little bit early, but I made sure that nobody else was doing fireworks at that time. Ansonia, Versailles, or New Madison, always the bigger ones that people go to. So each one of them have a different night. So, well, it was a good deal for us. It'd be on Saturday night, so it'd be kind of nice. So, hopefully the weather turns out good. Other than that, it's we have July 4th coming up. Everybody be safe. We did the last. I wasn't here, but I know they did the last. Did a walkthrough for our paving projects coming up. And I know Tracy wanted to say something about it maybe later on, but it's going to be a wonderful deal that we're going to be doing so much paving this time. It's been a long time since we've put this much money into a project. And then, of course, the band show's coming along. The Island Park looks fabulous, thanks to all those people. So I probably left something out, but I'll pass.
No, I think you did very good. The fireworks could be the biggest thing happening. You never know. The only thing I do,
Be a big bang anyway.
just make sure if it's a new vendor that the insurance is in place. I know that's been a problem once before when there was a switch. So just confirm that before the last minute details. That's.
Chief Thompson and I were just talking about, make sure he has all his licenses and fees and.
This is the gentleman here?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, I don't
We'll
want
meet
to.
him later in the week probably and make
Okay.
sure we see it all. At least the chief will.
Next is the Safety Service Director, who, as you can tell, is absent this evening. They did have the walkthrough for the paving, and that bids will be received here shortly. And it is about 3 times what we've normally done. So it will be a major plus. There'll be a lot of paving that was performed last year that was not adequate will be redone at the expense of the contractor. Mr. Garrison also has made a request for a committee assignment to review the feasibility of the Greenville City Dispatch. As we all know, the Darke County Commissioners have approved a resolution to provide dispatching services to all the county emergency service agencies at no cost. The City of Greenville held a special meeting to obtain citizen input regarding the centralized dispatch. City Council is aware the dispatch services remain in the city. Certain infrastructure improvements will be necessary within the next budget cycle. This assignment, he would like the committee will submit a report to council with its findings. The report should state the intention of the council to either accept the county offer of centralized dispatch or maintain the current city dispatch center and fund the necessary infrastructure improvements in the next budget cycle. I'm going to make this assignment to an ad hoc committee. Chairman of the safety, Mr. Hensley, will be the chair. Mr. Schmidt, chair of the law committee, will be the vice chair, and myself as chair of the finance will be the member. So, Mr. Hensley. The due date for that will be the July 11th meeting. And that's all I have for the Safety Service Director, Law Director.
I pass.
Chance, you want to introduce yourself to everyone? So,
Chance Cox, Assistant Law Director.
extraordinary.
Yeah.
Auditor,
Thank you, Mr. Council President. The only item I have tonight is regarding the city's liability insurance. The city's liability insurance coverage is due to expire October 1st this year. Last year, council asked that they be notified earlier in the year so that they could review our insurance renewal options. So at this time, I am asking if you would like to assign this to committee, number one, if you would like to do that, to consider whether we want to continue with a single insurance provider or go to a group rating plan, which we have not done in the past. Secondly, I'm asking if you would like to ask for bids for this year. We have had 2 inquiries to provide a bid for regular industry insurance coverage, one from a Lima company and one from a Dayton company. And of course, we will also have our local provider, Lippman Thomas, give us a quote if that's what you prefer.
Am I correct in the 2 bids, the Dayton and Lima, were pool? Insurers?
No, they have said specifically that they would be willing to give us a regular industry quote. So that's just a single quote. So now that's what happened 2 years ago. However, it still was not really comparable. But we'll just, basically, if you want bids, we'll try to have them conform with, you know, try to make everything comparable, I guess, is the way to look at it. So, and as I mentioned before, the city did take bids 2 years ago, and past practice has always been to get quotes every 5 years. So I'm just here to ask you what your pleasure is. Do you want a committee report or a committee assignment? Do you want to have bids this year? What's your preference?
My recommendation to council would be, we went through this last year. Basically at my request, we had a very thorough explanation from the deputy auditor about the differences between the apples to oranges bids as they came in. The cheaper of the 2 type of bids would be the pool, but we really don't know that it's assuming a higher risk. If another city has a major claim, we all pay. My recommendation would be that we continue on with the current provider that we have and allow the deputy auditor to get input from other communities that are in a pool situation, allow them to come back to the council at a later date with his findings for either possibly next year or the following year. I would recommend wait 2 more years and allow them to see how the trend is. Does anyone have any?
No, I could go along with that. Doing the bid process, you sometimes, like I think I've seen in the past, it's a good price, but it doesn't necessarily say it covers what we want covered.
Correct.
So, status quo for right now, and if standard practice is 5 years for a rebid, I can be good with that.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, we've had great service for many years.
Yeah.
And I think we could stay with what we currently have. So take that back, and I would recommend in 2019 for the 2020, would possibly the earliest that you need to do that.
Okay, all right. And with that, I pass.
All right? Okay, committee reports, we have no committee reports. We do have a request from a committee member. Mr. Godwin has submitted a request for a committee assignment, requesting a committee assignment to review the city building hours for the following departments: utilities, income tax, planning and zoning, and review other departments as needed. At the end of the assignment, the committee will decide if the city building should extend the hours to 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, increasing the weekly hours to 37.5 hours from 35 hours. And this would begin January 1st, 2018, and if this would pass, this would be, increase the need to be figured with the 2018 proposal. I would just stress that if you're gonna do this, you not select departments, you select them all, and maybe come back, but this would be, I will make this assignment to the personnel, which is Mr. Oliver as the chairman, Ms. Howshell as the vice chairman, and I'm the member of that, so. And due date for the first meeting in September, so if there would be a need to change appropriations, that can be done in time for the end of the year, okay? I would recommend that to have this meeting, you get input from the department heads of each of those departments. And then kind of condense it
Said
down.
September, first meeting in September.
Do the first meeting in September, which is usually the day after Labor Day. The 5th. Nothing else under committee reports. We go into ordinances, resolutions. First up, we have an ordinance approved with the to approve a contract with the Dark County Visitors Bureau and Main Street Greenville to grant a variance for a sign, a kiosk. This was given the first reading by title, or first reading on June the 6th.
An ordinance to approve a contract with Dark County Visitors Bureau and Main Street Greenville and grant a variance. This ordinance authorizes the Safety Service Director to enter into contract with the Dark County Visitors Bureau and Main Street Greenville in order to grant a variance to permit a kiosk installation on the city right-of-way on Broadway. This ordinance was given its first reading on June 6, 2017.
Mr. President, move to suspend the rules, read this ordinance by title only for the third time.
A motion by Mr. Oliver to suspend the rules, read the ordinance by title only for a third time. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Oliver?
Yes?
Rogers?
Yes.
Schmidt?
No.
Tryon?
No.
Godwin?
No.
Hensley?
No.
Houshaw?
No.
Okay, next we have an ordinance for supplemental appropriations.
An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Greenville, State of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2017. This ordinance authorizes appropriations to the Park Fund for future park development park in the amount of $100,000. These funds have been allocated to the band shell project by City Council.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules on this ordinance and read this by title only, second and third time.
A motion by Mr. Godwin to suspend the rules, give this ordinance a reading by title only for a second, third time. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Oliver?
Yes?
Rogers?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Tryon?
Yes.
Godwin?
Yes.
Hensley?
Yes.
Houshaw?
Yes.
An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Greenville, State of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2017. An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Greenville, State of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2017.
Move to adopt the ordinance?
Motion by Mr. Rogers to adopt the ordinance. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Oliver?
Yes?
Rogers?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Tryon?
Yes.
Godwin?
Yes.
Hensley?
Yes.
Houshaw?
Yes.
Next, we have a resolution authorizing accepting the bid for sanitary sewer grouting.
A resolution authorizing accepting the bid for sanitary sewer grouting. This resolution authorizes the Safety Service Director to accept the bid of Lake County Sewer Company Incorporated for the sanitary sewer grouting.
Make a motion to suspend the rules on this resolution and read it by title only, second and third time.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to suspend the rules, give the resolution a reading by title only for a second, third time. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Oliver?
Yes?
Rogers?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Tryon?
Yes.
Godwin?
Yes.
Hensley?
Yes.
Houshaw?
Yes.
A resolution authorizing accepting the bid for sanitary sewer grouting. A resolution authorizing accepting the bid for sanitary sewer grouting.
Move to adopt the resolution?
Motion to adopt the resolution by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Oliver?
Yes?
Rogers?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Tryon?
Yes.
Godwin?
Yes.
Hensley?
Yes.
Houshaw?
Yes.
Okay, that's all the ordinances, resolutions. Nothing in our old business. I have nothing for new business. Communications.
Monthly reports were received from the street and transit departments, and a City and Villages magazine was received from the Ohio Municipal League. These reports and magazines have been distributed to council.
Communications? Or call council?
Mr. Oliver?
Oh, it's a beautiful day. Summer's here. Let's all enjoy it. We have some holiday festivities coming up. Should be good. July is very busy for this area, so I hope we all enjoy it. With that, I shall pass.
Mr. Rogers?
Everybody just have a happy 4th of July, drive safely, and everybody else stay safe too. Thank you, and pass.
Mr. Schmidt?
Pass.
Mr. Tryon?
I will mention again that next week is a special meeting of the city council for a work session reviewing the establishment of a redevelopment district. And then on public hearing for the Architecture Review Board district, and the signage will be on July the 11th. Passed.
Mr. Godwin?
Make a motion to excuse the absences for this moment.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to excuse the absences for the month of June. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Oliver?
Yes?
Rogers?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Tryon?
Yes.
Godwin?
Yes.
Hensley?
Yes.
Hottishell?
Yes.
Then, there was 3 things on the agenda for tonight, and I see the local one paper's not here tonight, but the other paper is. But,
They're both here.
oh, they are?
Mrs. Hartley's here for the early bird.
Somebody else. Well, there's been a cartoon in one of them that's been kind of tearing us up here. So hopefully that he takes something out of what we done tonight, make a positive out of it instead of sitting there and making a negative out of it. And with that, I'd like to thank everybody for coming up here tonight. And with that, I'll pass.
Mr. Hensley?
I'm going to pass.
Mrs. Hottishell?
Hope everybody has a wonderful 4th of July, and be careful and watch the motorcycles. They'll be out. And just be careful, and with that, I pass.
Move to adjourn.
Oh, move to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to adjourn. Discussion.
Ooh, my chance.
Call the roll.
Oliver?
Yes?
Rogers?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Tryon?
Yes.
Godwin?
Yes.
Hensley? Hottishell?
Yes.